Today I'm making my lemon cream cheese pound cake recipe. It's beautiful crumb, great lemon flavor throughout, and it stays moist for days. I'll show you the 2 steps I take to ensure that it doesn't dry out. My recipe is different. It doesn't use lemon extract. It layers the flavors using lemon zest, lemon juice, and a glaze. Let's get started. It is winter lemon season here in Andalusia, so I've got some beautiful lemons that we're going to use today, fresh lemon. Before we get started though, the Bundt. I'm using a Nordic Brilliance Bundt. I really love this pan. It's important to prep it ahead. So you want to use melted butter, brush it on, dust it with flour, shake out the excess, and then we're going to pop this in the fridge until we're ready for it. Chilling it will ensure that the edges come out nice and clean and crisp. So to get started, take you through the ingredients. You can go online, Gary's Urban Larder, and there you'll see the full recipe, list of ingredients, and method. But I've got half a pound of butter, half a pound of cream cheese. I've got 6 eggs, room temperature. I've got a pound of sugar, about 2.5 cups. I have salt, baking soda, cream of tartar, and flour. Those are our dry ingredients. I'm also going to add the zest of the lemon to the flour. Also have some vanilla and some sour cream. So the first thing I'm going to do is take one of my lemons and give it a roll to release the essential oils in the skin. And then we're going to zest it. Get that out of the way. Then we're going to zest that into our flour. So I'm using a microplane just so I can get the zest, not the pith, not the white part. And that is going into the flour, and that's going to give it flavor and the perfume of lemon. And you cannot forget your nose when you're making anything, but particularly a cake. It's got to have a beautiful, beautiful fragrance that lasts. And doing this, I promise you, will be better than any extract you could use. So I'll just finish doing this, and then we'll go on to creaming our butter and cream cheese together. Got our zest in there. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of our dry ingredients. The salt, our baking soda, and our cream of tartar. And I'm just going to whisk that together. Just very simply. And that's it. And we'll turn to our butter and our cream cheese. And it's a little cool in my kitchen today, but this needs to be room temperature. And get the cream cheese in there. Good. And we'll lift the bowl on our mixer, and we'll start it off just to cream together the butter and the cream cheese until that's nice and smooth. No lumps. I'm using a blade attachment to make sure that we get it as smooth as we can. That's one of the keys, is creaming your butter and your cream cheese together. Getting that to the right consistency makes the right structure for the cake and also ensures the moistness. So it's just working its way through now. Okay, that is coming together nice and smooth. I don't want it overworked. So I'm now just going to add in our sugar, granulated sugar, 2.5 cups, about a pound, 500 grams. And just to make sure we had 1/2 pound of cream cheese and 1/2 pound of butter. So that's a pound of fat in total. Just adding the sugar gradually, just to make sure that becomes a nice light yellow and fluffy mixture. Again, this is building the structure and the first part of our moisture component. That looks great. So now what we want to do is add our eggs one at a time. We're going to add an egg slowly. We'll let it incorporate until we can't see it, and then we'll add the next egg. Okay, it's time. We'll add our eggs one at a time. Here's the first one. Just until it's incorporated before adding the next one. There we go. I'll get these incorporated and then we'll move on to our dry ingredients. We've got our eggs incorporated and now it's time to move on to the dry. And it's important to do this as well with a structure. We're going to divide our dry ingredients in thirds. So we'll add dry. We'll follow that with our lemon juice of 1 lemon, and our vanilla, followed by more of the dry mixture. Let that incorporate. Then our sour cream, and then finally the rest of our dry. So let's get started. I think it might be easier if I remove that and just get this in here. Third at a time. You can eyeball it. You don't have to measure unless you want to. Make sure that's up, and I'll just get that going slowly at first. And while that's mixing, I'm going to slice our lemon and get ready to add the juice. Just squeeze that in. And our vanilla. And we'll add the rest of our juice. Just using a bowl helps control it a little bit better. In that goes. And now, the second third. And we want to make sure we don't over mix this. That will make a very gummy, dry cake. We're going for moisture. So adding the whipped cream. That's a little less than 2/3 of a cup. And the rest of our flour. Just until incorporated. And what I do want to do is just to give the bowl a scrape, the sides and the bottom. Make sure we've got everything, all the ingredients mixed in well. Okay. Give that a couple more And that's it. Now we're ready to add that to our prepared pan that's been chilling in the fridge. And then we're going to add this to a cold oven. We're going to take it first 15 to 20 minutes, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 Celsius. Then we're going to reduce it. Now the timing isn't that important. What's really important are the visual cues. So when we touch it, we want a golden top, touch it, it springs back, and a wooden skewer inserted comes out clean or with just a couple of moist crumbs. So that's what we're looking for, and we'll know it's done. We'll pull it out because we don't want to underbake or overbake this. It's really important. Got our bundt tin that's been prepped and ready, waiting for us in the fridge. So it's good and cold. I'm just going to scrape our blade. Now, I've been making this cake for the best part of 30 years. So if you have any questions, please ask. I always do read your comments and respond to them. So I find it helpful. There's things I'm always willing to learn and to show. Let's get this into our tin. I don't want to overfill it. I'm getting 3/4 of the way filled. And I think the rest will then be a treat for the cook. So I like to take a spatula and just run it around and through the batter. Give it a couple of taps. Make sure there are no air bubbles in there. And into our cold oven it goes. 350 Fahrenheit, 180 Celsius, 15 minutes. We'll reduce it to 160 Celsius, 320 Fahrenheit. And we'll keep an eye on it. Let's do this. Well, it's time to check on our cake and see if it is ready, the touch test and the skewer test. Let's do this. Looks beautiful. And it springs back. Now we'll just try the skewer test. And it looks ready. So let's take it out. There. Now we just need to let this rest in the tin, in the pan for 15 minutes. We'll pull away from the sides and then we'll turn it out on a plate. And then we'll let it cool nearly completely before we slice it. In the interim, let's make our glaze. So we have our powdered sugar, bit of butter, and I'm just going to juice our remaining lemon into this bowl. Takes about 2 tablespoons. So I'm just going to do a bit at a time. And you don't want it to be too thin. So we just mix that together with our whisk. And it needs a bit more juice. And now I'll add some softened butter. That just helps the shine. So we just combine that until it's the right consistency, about the consistency of heavy cream, whipping cream, something that will pour. Whoops. I guess that's the ribbon test. It does taste wonderful. Just a little more juice. because this will thicken up as it stands. That looks good. Okay. So as soon as our cake has had 15 minutes, it's pulled away from the side of the pan, we will turn it out onto a plate, and hopefully it is as beautiful as it smells. Our cake has rested now for 15 minutes. I'm just going to see if it's looks loose enough. It's loose enough to come out. So we are going to glaze this. So I'm going to use the cooling rack. Place this on the cake and see if we can successfully remove it. Okay. So then you put it over the parchment lined tray. So let's do it that way. There. Our parchment is just to catch any of the glaze that drips off, so we can reuse that. So I think that's cool enough to touch. Are we ready? Let's try it. Wow. That just looks beautiful. Okay. Don't waste any time. Let's start to add our glaze. Over the warm cake. And we have a brush that we can use to help get that glaze where we want it. I want to tell you, it smells absolutely incredible. So we'll just use our brush and just get this between each of these little fins over our warm cake. I'll just finish this up. We're going to let this cool and then we'll slice it. But this is the whole idea of getting this beautiful lemon flavor throughout the cake. Layers. The zest, the juice, and now the glaze. So we'll have lemon deliciousness on every level. The cake has cooled and it's time to cut it. I mean, it smells wonderful. It looks great. I'm just going to take a small slice, small as I can, just so you can see the crumb. Speaking of crumbs, a little bit there. Doesn't that look fantastic? That is absolutely beautiful. Well, it is time to taste it. That is so tender. So delicious, buttery. The lemon, you get the glaze, you get the flavor of the cake, you get the perfume from the zest. That is absolutely gorgeous. Can't stop eating it. But the important thing is, how is it going to be the next day? This is going to cool completely, and we're going to cover it with our glass dome. And we'll see what it's like tomorrow. It's Saturday morning. It's time to see if our cake has passed the test. Is it still moist? Is it still delicious? It's been under glass. Let's have a look at it. Well, it still smells beautifully. Get the lemon. And now the real test. We'll cut a slice. Maybe a bigger slice this time. Well, it's slicing as beautifully as yesterday. Let's have a look. There's the crumb. It really looks good. But the proof is in the tasting. So let's get it on a plate. Maybe we'll stand it up this time. What do you think? Is it as tasty? Is it as moist as I promised? Let's find out. Still as tender? It's beautifully moist. Absolutely delicious. As good as it was yesterday. Maybe even better. Well, thank you for joining me today at Gary's Urban Larder. If you enjoyed today's recipe, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel, it's free, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single delicious recipe. And finally, please share this video with your friends. It helps to build the community. And if you see a hype button, please hype me. It really does help the channel out. Well, until next time, bye-bye. I'm gonna finish this cake. It's a big piece.